Okay, TR and the DR with the pros in the wild.
DLS and Chaz. TR and the DR. How are you guys? So I got a pros in the wild for you, plural, because there's a few pros in this one. But it was the G-Land contest in, I believe, 96. And it was the top 24 surfers, or whatever the number was, 𝗕𝗂𝗿𝗍𝗱 staff, which I was a part of, and the judges and WSL staff. So there was no one else in the camp. It was an incredible contest. My buddy Chris Gallagher got a couple perfect 10s. My buddy Shane Beshin won the event. And there was a group of legends there. Wayne Lynch, Mark Warren, Tom Carroll. You go down the line, 𝗕𝗂𝗿 invited all these amazing legends. And after the event, all the pro surfers left, except for Kong and Matt Hoy and about 3 or 4 other guys, Aki, my good buddy Chris Gallagher, and Jimmy Banks. And Banksy said to me, "Hey mate, you've been working so hard. Why don't you come for a surf with us? Do you surf?" And I said, "Heck yeah, I surf." And he goes into his quiver and he pulls out the biggest board. It was like almost like a fun board looking thing with like a platypus nose. It was like a 7-foot something board. He probably thought that I just wanted to be safe. He didn't know my surfing ability. So we paddle out and it is just going off like 6 to 8 feet speed reef. And I'm just so excited. And the perfect waves coming my way. I'm in the perfect position. I take off and look over, and Layne Beachley looks me right in the face and completely stuffs me. Almost lands on top of me as she late drops into this thing, does a big square bottom turn, have to straighten out, jump off the board, get dragged over the reef, get completely worked, paddle back out. Had a really good session and a few good days, but my pro in the wild story is about Layne Beachley. Never forgot that. Never was a fan after that. And hope you guys are having a good one. Work.
Funny how quickly somebody can fall out of your good graces for the rest of your life. One burn.
I mean, absolutely. It's so, I mean, it is funny, like how opinion change instantly after a burn. That one though, I thought TR on the DR might have been going to like that he was a fan, that it was so egregious and arrogant. Because sometimes that will cross too, right? Where somebody does it so blatantly that you can only respect them afterwards. You can only say, you had so little care for me that I doff my cap.
I mean, look, if it's Gabriel Medina or Billy Kemper or whatever, you're not going to feel that way. But if it's Layne Beachley and you're like, look, she's already like a second-class citizen in the eyes of all these other pro male surfers who are here trying to dominate the lineup. So she sees an opportunity where I'm a third-class citizen.
Yeah,
and so
exactly.
She's going to like pull rank on me. Then maybe you give Layne Beachley, and I don't know, she'd probably won a couple world titles at that point. Maybe not.
96.
1996 was the event. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember when she probably
it was right around the peak of her prime though, right?
Yeah.
So, but the other, so maybe you give her a pass, but the other problem here is Tony Roberts is a filmer. And so he's been working hard for weeks, standing in the sun, equatorial sun on a reef, suffering. And that is where Layne had her ultimate folly, is like in the world of surfing, there's a couple of like laborer professions that get free beer and free access anywhere they go. Shapers, laminators, sanders, fin setters, anybody in the board manufacturing side of things, filmers, photographers, carte blanche on set waves, especially after an event.
You're exactly right. And that's where if Layne had not recognized TR on the DR, like as working the event, then that also is a faux pas, as they say in France. Because you gotta recognize the people who are there grinding it out, right? Like if you're just looking over the little people, She should have well known. TR on the DR had been there grinding.
Jim Banks understood. Jim Banks recognized his hard work and gave him a board out of the quiver.
Yeah, Lane, shame
Yeah.
on you, Layne Beachley.
And the other thing is, I reached out to Layne a couple of times over the years for podcast interviews via DM, via her website. Never heard a word back.
Lane, boo. Isn't Layne Beachley married to a rich Australian dude?
She's married to some dude who looks pretty cool. I don't know what he does or who he is.
I thought he was rich. Maybe he's a transvestite that's in an open relationship with one of the Coen brothers.
All right, make another mental note of what to delete out of this episode.